Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to show you how I make my own homemade apple butter. So without further ado, let's just get right into this video. You're going to need 4 to 5 pounds of apples. Now, my husband and I went to LJ for their apple festival and picked out 3 huge bags of all different varieties of apples. And now I'm just working through the green apples, but you can pick out any apples that you want for this. All I do is I take my apple core and I core the apples and then I peel the apples. I do have chickens, so I like to keep the apple peelings in the core to give to my chickens because they love them. But you can save them and put them in a pot with some cinnamon sticks and whole cloves and maybe even the peeling of an orange and fill the pot up with water and let that come to a rapid boil and then leave it to simmer on your cooktop for a homemade potpourri. And then, once you are done coring and peeling all of your apples, what I like to do is cut my apple in half and then in half one more time and stick that in my pot. I'm going to use a pressure cooker for this. You can also use just a regular crock pot as well though. And then I like to take my zester and zest 2 oranges and pour that into the pot. And then I just take the juice of both of those oranges with my handheld juicer and pour that into the pot as well. Now I will leave an exact recipe in the description box below for you, along with some tools that you can purchase online to make this yourself. And then I add a half a cup of brown sugar, or you can do 3/4 teaspoon of stevia if you want more of like a sugar-free option. I've been doing that as well. And as far as all of the spices I put in this recipe, I like to use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, a half a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Now, another spice I think would be really good in this is ginger, like maybe a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of ginger, ground ginger, depending on how much you would like. And then I'm gonna just stick it in my Farberware pressure cooker. All I do is I put the lid on and I turn the nozzle up top for it to pressure cook, and then I press the start button and I just keep it on the first menu, which is just a slow cook, and that takes 4 hours. And I will link this exact pressure cooker in the description box below for you. It's a little bit cheaper than an Instapot, but I love it. It works great. Alright, so after 4 hours of pressure cooking, the apple butter is ready. So you can mash this up with just like a regular potato masher if you want more of like a chunky apple butter. And I have been doing that, but for this recipe I want a bit of a more smooth apple butter, like a more creamy consistency. So I'm going to be using my Vitamix, and I will link this Vitamix down below for you. This is an incredible blender and worth every penny. And then I just like to pour it into a large bowl. That way, as I'm blending the apple butter, I can mix it all together in a large bowl at the end. That way it's an even taste throughout. Now you can this apple butter, and I will leave some simple basic directions for you in the description box below for how you can can your own apple butter, and it should be good canned for up to 6 months, I believe. And that actually is what I've been doing with this, because I am going to be gifting these for little Christmas baskets that I'm going to be making this year for some of my friends. So I did can these just to preserve them. And this little funnel is great to have because it just keeps it from creating a huge mess. So I'm going to just fill up my jars now. And all I do to sterilize my jars is I run the jars as well as the lids through the dishwasher, and that gets them nice and sterile. Now, since I am going to be giving this apple butter away as gifts in my gift baskets that I'm making, I'm going to just show you guys a really quick, easy holiday DIY that you can do to make whatever you're canning this holiday season into a little gift moment. So all you will need is an old dish towel that you're not using anymore, that you don't want. And basically all I do is I cut it in half, and then I cut it in half again, and then I cut it in half again, leaving me with 8 pieces of fabric. And what I like to do is I like to set that on top of my mason jar with the screw top part off, and then once that's on top of the mason jar, and you can do this after you can, by the way, then you want to put your fabric on top, and then you want to screw in the top part of your mason jar lid. And then all I like to do is I like to take some twine and wrap it around the jar, as you see me doing in this video. And then I just like to stick a cinnamon stick in between the twine and just tie it really tightly. And there you have a super cute little Christmas gift. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe so you can join my growing YouTube family. And until next time, I love you guys so much, and Merry Christmas!